All right, we are back, and I am here with Jim Kellogg, and Jim is the Vice President of Community and Retail Operations for the Colorado Rockies. And beyond that, he's just a really great guy, and I'm really excited, if you don't know him, for you to get to know him. So, Jim, talk a little bit about just your journey. How'd you get to the Rockies?
You know, my journey started in retail with the Rockies. There was a department store named Joslin's Department Store a few years ago, and I was a buyer for them. And when the Rockies started in '93, they needed someone to do all their merchandising and retailing for them. So I got that opportunity and have been with the Rockies ever since then. Just finished 32 seasons. Started in the retail side, and then a few years ago they asked me if I would take over the community relations and our foundation part of it, which has been great because I get to meet the likes of you and see all the great work you guys are doing.
Well, yeah, and when we first met, because I've been here almost 2 years now, and when we first met, I met you at one of our Thanksgiving banquets at Lawrence Street. And I remember Lisette, who was our staff person at the time, she's like, "Oh, I've got to introduce you to Jim. He's from the Rockies. He's a great guy." And then you came in and she brought us together, and I thought, okay, this is a guy, he's coming out here on his own time to serve at the rescue mission. What drives that?
You know, just the opportunity to give back and be able to try to make a difference, and knowing what you and your staff do every day, it's kind of nice for us and our staff to come out and see and try to participate and try to make a difference. It's a small difference. It's not the same thing you guys do every day, but it sure feels good when you can serve someone else.
Yeah, and you know, and Mr. Monfort came with you, right? And I'm like, okay, the owner of a national or of a Major League Baseball team is here with his staff serving, and you know that made me think this has got to be a part of the culture.
Absolutely, Dick is one of the most giving people you'll know, philanthropically. Financially, they give a lot. Their family foundation does, and from the Rockies. And Dick sets the example. He's not just behind the scenes. He's the first one to sign up. And when we do the pickup after opening day around the mission, Dick is right out there with his wife, Karen.
Yeah, and the family have been just great supporters of Denver Rescue Mission and Fort Collins Rescue Mission up north and things like that too, which we're so grateful for. So I heard this story that happened before I got here, and I need to make sure it's true. And the story that I heard was during COVID, when everything was shut down, and we weren't, right? The hospitals weren't shut down and the rescue missions weren't shut down. And from what I understand, we were struggling to find everyday supplies. And it sounds like Lisette maybe gave you a call to see if you could help us out. Am I getting this story right?
100% right. She called and she said, "Jim, you're not going to believe this, but we need toilet paper." And at the time, Coors Field wasn't being used. Obviously, we couldn't do it, and we had a lot of toilet paper at Coors Field. So, yes, we donated toilet paper to the mission.
You did.
A lot of toilet paper, but hopefully it made a difference. And you know, it was a need, and that's a necessary need that nobody thinks about on a daily basis. But we're so glad that we had the inventory and we're able to provide it to everyone.
Yeah.
Funny story, but it's true.
It is. Like, there's a whole bunch of jokes running around in my head right now, and after I've been up for 24 hours, I would probably have no filter, and I would say them. But right now, it's early, so I'll save them.
It's perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. So an organization like the Rockies, obviously we know the season, right? But you are also an important part of this community throughout the entire year, not just during the season. So can you talk a little bit about how you see your role in the broader community, even beyond baseball?
Absolutely. I mean, think we have a platform for our organization and our players to be able to give back to the community and set an example for others. And you really don't need a platform to give back.
Right.
But we want to set the example and show the example for our staff. So we do a lot of volunteer outings with our staff. We want them to get out into the community and make a difference. And the Colorado Rockies name helps, but it's actually the person that goes out and makes the difference and volunteers. And we're big on servant leadership, and you can't do servant leadership unless you serve. So we try to talk to our staff about that, and it's really important for everyone that anything you can do to give back makes a difference. It doesn't have to be financially. That helps. Mm-hmm. Obviously, you need those funds, but they also need hands on deck and everyone coming out to make a difference. And, you know, sometimes our staff is like, "I can't believe we're going out to do this." And then we go do a project and they're like, "Wow, that was really cool.
Yeah,
that was amazing." Yeah. So it feels so good to give back and understand that you made a difference.
Yeah. And so many of your players give back to the community, right? And sometimes I have to admit, whatever sport I'm watching at the time, and I'll think about that and I'll go, what is motivating this player who, could be in the off season, could be on a beach somewhere? What's motivating them to do so much for this community?
I think they understand that they've been blessed with the special skills and talents. And the ones that were raised right and that their parents set the example for them, know they should give back and they need to give back, but they want to give back.
Yeah.
And they come to us and say, hey, can we do something in December? Can we go to the mission and do something? Can we go somewhere else and do a plan? We really want to get involved in the community. And I think that's just innate with who people are. If you were raised that way, or if someone in the minor leagues in our baseball industry showed you that you could do that and you could make a difference, I think it's very impactful for not only them, but they realize they can make a difference for the people they're serving. Yeah,
I think that's so true. And, and to your staff, we've talked a little bit already about Lisette, who retired from here after 33 and a half years. I'm not going to make 33 and a half years here. I'm too old. But she made it. And one of the things that was really cool that maybe a lot of people don't know is a couple of weeks before the season ended, you guys invited Lisette to come and to be honored before the game. So she and her husband were on field, and she was on the big Megatron screen or whatever, or Jumbotron, and she invited my wife and I to go with. And I can tell you, from every single person in the organization that we interacted with, from the people at the gate to the people in the office that buzzed us in to everyone, there was just a spirit there of just kindness. And, you said servant leadership. Servant leadership was on full display. And, that just really made a huge impact on both my wife and I. We're still Tigers fans, as we did move here from Michigan, but we're also Rockies fans. But it was just so cool to see how that is embedded throughout every level of your organization.
Thank you. I mean, it's something we focus on, and we want our people to make a difference. As people come into Coors Field, it's supposed to be a good experience, and it's supposed to be a fun experience. And talking about Lizette, she would call me on the phone, and I could tell she was smiling. She was the happiest person. She'd be writing me a note, and I know she was smiling when she would write a note. Very good at writing notes and saying thank you and all of that, the proper things. And she was a great servant to your organization, and she really helped us to connect. And we were happy to be able to honor her and make a difference and have you and your wife down to the field. Yeah.
Well, it was a great time. And so speaking of baseball, Rockies are going through transition. What are the hopes and dreams for the future?
We've had a few tough seasons, and really it's to make an impact and to win on the field, to make a difference in our community, to give the fans something to cheer about, and we're working really hard to make that difference. And to do that, we watched this postseason, and we remember when we were in the postseason, and it's awesome. And it's great for the community, and it brings people together. And so we're working really hard to right the ship, and then we're going to get this thing going and turned around. And it's fun. And Coors Field is a great place to come either way, but really we want to win. Our goal is to win every day.
All right, so piece of advice that I'm asking for. Because, it's easy for people to Monday morning quarterback and critique whether it's ownership or management or players or whoever it is. We get the same thing here, right? On a daily basis, somebody is talking about how Denver Rescue Mission isn't doing a good job, or they should be doing better, and they should be doing this or should be doing that. In your career, in your experience in the Rockies organization, how do you sort of listen, but then also not let it dissuade you or discourage you or go downhill?
Absolutely. Well, we understand we're in a public light, and and people want to connect with us, and we want that, and we want to have those conversations and those discussions. And everyone does have an opinion, and they think what they should do. And if they played high school baseball, they think they know what it's like to play in the big leagues, and it's it's not the same.
Right.
But we love their passion, and we want them to be passionate. And we just want them to know that we are working really hard with really smart people to make a difference. And our athletes, they care so much, and they want to be successful.
Yeah.
We want to win. We're going to win. It's just a matter of putting all the pieces together. And it is – Major League Baseball is one of the hardest sports to play and to get to the level and to play and perform. And you're performing against the best every night.
Right.
And I think that that's what people don't realize is there's so much great talent out there at the major league level that you have to have some things come together your way and have some luck. And, we're going to make luck happen, and I think we're going to be fine. But you know what? We want fans. We want them talking about us, and we want to be able to have a conversation with them. And I'm happy to engage with anyone that wants to talk about it and what we should do and kind of provide a little perspective that they may not know or understand from our side of it.
Yeah, that's really good. Thank you. I'm going to take some of that advice. Again, we're just so, like I've said many times, right? We're so grateful for the organization and everything that you do and the ways that we partner together. You do food drives, can drives for us, that sort of thing. What would you say if somebody's watching this now or later and they, own a business or lead a business, and maybe they are sort of on the sidelines in helping an organization like ours? Like, what would you say to encourage them to, maybe for lack of a better term, sort of to play a role and be a part of the solution?
Start small. Reach out to you or your staff and just have a conversation like we're having today and say, what can we do? And give us the options of what we can do. And there's so many different things that organizations can do, whether they're present at the shelters, or they do it in their own business, and then they deliver it, or you guys will come and pick things up. So there's so many different options for people. But start small, and then it's just going to grow. And when you understand the difference you're making in the community, and this is a need that happens every day.
Right.
365 days a year.
Yeah.
And you're going to experience a day today, I understand.
Yeah.
But people need to understand that this is a constant challenge for the community, and if anyone would just want to get up and help and try to make a difference, they'll make a difference. It'll help. Thank
you for that. We've been here 133 years, and I often will say the only reason we're still here after 130 years is the grace of God, and then this community, right? And it does take us all, whether it's coming in to help serve, or whether it's donating toilet paper in a time of need, or I would get emails from Lisette. Oh, Dennis, guess what? This company just donated 2 pallets full of water. And to that company, they might be thinking, did I really do anything to help? And 2 pallets of water mean a ton to the people that we serve and to our organization. So I know we're running short on time, but I'm so thankful for you, not only for coming out here on the bench, and the sun went away while you were here, which was great, but just thankful for you and the entire Rockies organization. And we just look forward to partnering with you more and more in the future.
Thank you. We look forward to it too, Dennis, and we appreciate what you guys do and what your staff does every day. So keep up the good work. We're going to be right by your side, and we'll continue to try to make a difference.
Thanks, my friend.
You bet. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, and we are going to take a break, and then we will be back.